Hi there. I am Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. I'm a soul sculptor. I help you break out of the mold of past trauma and heartbreak so that you can have the amazing life and business of your dreams. There are so many ways that we can improve upon the way we feel about ourselves, and we are on the letter I of the ABCs of self-love. The first thing that I want to stress is integrity. Integrity means that we do what we say, that we say what we'll do, and we mean what we'll say. We mean what we say what we do. We are honest. We show up when we say we're going to show up. When we make an appointment, we show up. We are there. We commit to ourselves and we show up. It's the biggest thing that we can do for ourselves. And integrity involves being honest, being true to ourselves, being true to our word. And the biggest thing is to be committed to ourselves. I mean, we can commit to other people all day long, but you matter. You matter more than anyone else. And if you don't commit to yourself, if you can't show up for your therapy appointments or your coaching appointments, you don't have any integrity. And what I will tell you is a lack of integrity, because I was there for a long, long time, it contributes to low self-esteem. If we can't commit to ourselves, if we don't show up on time, if we cancel appointments, we have no respect for ourselves. Integrity is one of the most important things that we can do to boost our self-esteem. Take it from me. I was there for a long time. I was a flake. I didn't show up. I made commitments, and then I felt terrible. I felt ashamed, and it drops your vibration down. So it's very important. Now, the other thing is being influential. Well, how do you be influential? Well, you can write your book. You can teach what you've learned. You can be an inspiration to your clients, to your friends, to your family members, and using your intuition, tapping into that intuition makes life so much easier. And you know, I teach the Akashic Records, so I have an Akashic Records course that helps to open up your intuition, but also trusting yourself, and we'll get to that trust in a little bit. But so we want to have integrity. We want to be inspired, and there's lots of different ways that we can find inspiration. Meditation is a great way. And we want to be independent. When we don't love ourselves, we tend to be very codependent. We depend on other people. We might rush headlong into a relationship where there's really no intimacy. And that is the last I word that I wanted to talk to you about. So independence and intimacy. When we don't feel good about ourselves, we tend to have codependent relationships. We try to please the other person. We may try to fix them. We may try to help them. We are people pleasers when we don't love ourselves, because our backbone isn't strong enough to hold ourselves erect, to be strong and firm in who we are. And that has to do with the trauma that happened in our childhood. If you had a toxic parent, a narcissistic mom, or a narcissistic father, or an addicted parent, then you were traumatized in your childhood. There's lots of different ways we can be traumatized. But being independent means to break free from codependency, where we put ourselves first. We stop saying yes when we mean no. That's part of it. So being independent enough to be able to say, I've made plans to go work out, and I have committed, remember the integrity piece, I have committed to honor myself. So I'm going to go work out, but you and I could have drinks some other time. So we have the courage to stand in our truth and say no when we mean it, as opposed to saying yes when we really don't mean it. We might sleep with somebody that we don't really want to. We may marry somebody we don't really want to. And that leads me back to intimacy. So if you've had sexual trauma in your childhood, or a narcissistic parent, especially narcissistic mother, intimacy, and I'm not talking about sex, I'm talking about allowing someone to see you for who you truly are. Allowing someone to see your authentic self as opposed to hiding who you are under false personas. So intimacy means into me, I see. There's that guru movie with Mike Myers. He did a really great inspection of intimacy. It is where we allow someone to see us, truly see us, with all our flaws and faults. We all have them. And here's the thing, we cannot cut off a part of ourselves and still be whole. We cannot ignore parts of ourselves thinking, well, if we ignore them, they'll go away. So we need to embrace all of what we are, all of who we are, with all our flaws and faults. Believe me, I have a few. I've had dyslexia and ADD, and yet I've still managed to stay, I have systems in place to help me stay on track, but I can get off on tangents. So, we all have flaws and faults that we have to work through. And we grow to love that part of ourselves too. That's what we call inclusive. That's what we call unconditional love, where we love all of ourselves, even the parts that don't smell so good or aren't so pretty. So here we go. I'm going to just go over the I words again, and they're not necessarily in order. The first one is integrity. To honor yourself, be true to your word. Show up when you say you will. Commit to yourself and follow through. Being independent as opposed to codependent. And I have all kinds of blog articles on my website that you can search through. There's over 1,100 of them. Lots of work about codependency and overcoming it, and relationships and how to have healthy boundaries. You want to be inspired and inspirational, so meditation may be one of the paths that gets you there. And allowing someone to see you as you truly are without being fake or phony. Being intimate, allowing someone to see you as you are in all your fabulousness. I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and share this video if you found it helpful. And I'd love to hear what you thought or what you feel about these ABCs. Are they helping you? What would you really appreciate? And thanks so much for being here. Thanks for watching. And remember, if you don't love yourself, how can we expect anyone else to? You need to be your biggest fan, your biggest inspired cheerleader. Mwah! Thanks for being here.